I've got the top 10 hottest pickups of the week in fantasy basketball coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We're going to go over the top 10 hottest pickups ahead of week 20 in fantasy basketball. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. You can also follow me on TikTok. Now I want to thank my community for casting 80 total votes, which helped me create this list. Did you miss your chance to vote? Be sure to keep an eye out for more polls coming out later this week. Do you have a burning fantasy basketball question? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds-NBA, submit your question, and for a small fee I will personalize your response and send it to your email. It's super easy to do and it's a great way to get fantasy basketball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's get into the list here. At number 10 we have Kyle Filipowski. It's silly season time as teams look to tank to give him the best odds at draft picks in the summer. As such, expect to see a lot of Filipowski to close out the year. The sharpshooting big is Walker Kessler's backup, and he saw 33 minutes in their last loss against the Raptors. Expect the rebounding duties to be dumped in Filipowski, especially when Kessler is not in the lineup. You can give him a look for your round 1 playoff week. Let's go to number 9. We have Orlando Robinson. With by far the NBA's easiest schedule to end this season, the Raptors have had a hard time actually tanking. Still, the team's intent is to rest their star players as the season comes to a close, so we'll purtle out. Expect Robinson to pick up the slack. The talented big has registered 3 straight double-doubles and has played at least 24 minutes per game in 6 straight. Moving on to number 8, we have Kaishan George. On to tanking team number 3. With Bilal Coulibaly out for the rest of the season, expect George to be given as many minutes as he can handle. George has been an excellent contributor in stocks, picking up 7 steals and 10 blocks over the last 5 games. His scoring is not a guarantee, but George will do enough in all other categories to make him rosterable. Plus, he's got 4 games this week, including a back-to-back on Friday and Saturday. Let's go to number 7. We have Al Horford. With playoff spot all but locked up here, or pretty much locked up, the Celtics are in a great position to start resting their stars. Horford should see regular time replacing Kristaps Porzingis and makes a nice handcuff pickup to close the year. The C's only played 3 games this week and Horford is not really guaranteed to start in every one of them, but he is a must-start player when he hits the floor. So pick him up, just be sure to keep an eye on the lineups when he plays. Let's go to number 6, we have Alex Sarr. Sarr's end-of-season breakout is here. Look for him to lock down 30 minutes per night and showcase his interior defense and outside shooting. He's also still somehow available in 46% of Yahoo leagues, which is completely baffling. With 4 games on tap next week, you can bet that his ownership will spike before the week ends up, so the window to get him is quickly closing. Let's go to number 5. We have Najee Marshall, paging all managers that have won a bye week for placing in the top 2 in their leagues. Go and get Marshall now. While he's not going to help most playoff teams this week playing only 2 games, he goes 4 games, 4 games, and 3 games to close out the weeks for the rest of the season. He has a featured offensive role on this team, and with all the injuries on this squad and them clinging to a play-in spot, you can bet that Marshall will continue to be a high option whenever he's on the court. Let's go to number 4. We have Karis LeVert. With Atlanta currently in a play-in spot, you can feel confident that the Hawks will continue to push all the way to season's end as well. There's a great need for secondary scoring on this team, and LeVert's going to fit that role almost perfectly. He only plays once between Monday and Friday, but he makes a fantastic target to pick up for the Hawks back-to-back on the weekend. Moving on to number 3, we have Tari Eason. Now, I have featured Tari throughout this season, so I'm not going to push the label too much on his elite defensive stats, or the fact that he's scoring in bunches, or that he's the main beneficiary of the absence of Amen Thompson, or the fact that he plays 4 games this week. Now he's another player that's woefully under-rostered, especially with Amen expected out for at least another week. Let's move on to number 2, we have Peyton Pritchard. Where Horford makes a great pickup to slide into the lineup when the Celtics rest one of their bigs, Pritchard is a bigger priority pickup as he's going to slot in a much larger offensive role when any of the team's starting guards or wings sit. His scoring has been all over the map of late, but you can't ignore the 43-point performance Pritchard had on March 5th. His potential to pop off skyrockets when he reached 30 minutes per night. And finally, at number 1, we have Quentin Grimes. Now, I took a minute to see if Grimes is still available at any of my 16 NBA teams that I manage, and I happen to have found him in 3 of them. Add, and add. He missed the last game against Indy due to an illness, and although the team may look to restrict his minutes as the season ends, he's likely going to be the number 1 option on offense when he is out there. I don't think we're going to be seeing Tyrese Maxey or Paul George this season, pushing Grimes' value even further. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.